And when the teacher ended up walking into the classroom, I remember we all looked at her with our mouths wide open, wondering, is this teacher really a teacher? Because she's way too hot. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another super embarrassing story. So today's story all takes place back in my grade 8 year, and I remember in grade 8, we had a class called acting, or drama, to be honest. It was called drama, but in the class, all we did was acting. And I remember this was a whole new unit that our school brought into the school for our grade 8 year, and it was super exciting to a lot of us because a lot of us, I guess, in school wanted to become actors, which, to be fair, I mean, who doesn't want to be an actor on like one of those Netflix kid shows? Because, well, I don't know, I guess all of us at the time wanted to be on Disney Channel, and I guess our school just wanted to show us how anyone could become an actor. But I remember in my grade 8 year, when it was our class's turn to basically go for the drama unit, we all were super excited. We ended up all lining up in a straight line, heading down the hallway to the theater classroom that they ended up making for us. When we got there, we all really liked the classroom, and we were all excited to start this new unit. And to be honest, I was kind of nervous because, well, to be honest, I don't think I'm a good actor, nor do I ever expect to become an actor. But I will say this, I was kind of excited to learn how to basically talk to a wide audience without stuttering, because I had a really bad stutter issue back when I was younger. I mentioned this many times on the channel, but still, to this day, I still have problems stuttering. Luckily, you guys don't hear it because, well, all of it gets edited out, but that's thanks to the editors. Thank you guys. Going on though, I remember when all of us were sitting in a circle, all waiting for our teacher to walk in. We were all just questioning who the teacher was going to be. A lot of us thought it was going to be some old guy that, like, you know, retired from acting, or maybe it was going to be a famous actor that was going to be our teacher. But one thing led to another. When the door opens of the classroom, and when this person walks in, all of us had our mouths wide open and dropped to the ground because we noticed that this teacher was way too hot to be our teacher. I remember she walked in and she like had this dress on, and she was so attractive, big cherries and a nice peach, and oh my goodness, I really can't describe how attractive she was because she was too perfect. Like, she's one of those girls that would be on the cover of Vogue. Like, that's how attractive she was. And me and all my friends were just in shock and couldn't stop staring at her because she was too hot. I remember all of us were just freaking out and really excited to learn from this teacher, and that's when I realized that my favorite class in my grade 8 year was drama. But let's just say all things weren't as great as they seem, because later on throughout the school year, I remember a lot of the girls in my class actually ended up hating drama. And actually, girls in grade 8 started skipping drama class because they didn't want to see the boys in there all basically drooling for this hot teacher that was really attractive. I remember a lot of like girls actually started like combining their heads together and trying to figure out who this teacher really was. But the thing about this teacher that we found really funny was that she actually never really talked about herself, meaning that she never talked about her personal life like most teachers do, or talk about, you know, their families or nothing. This attractive woman that was our teacher would only walk into the classroom, teach us what we need to learn, and walk out. But I remember there was one day where one of my friends actually ended up walking up to me. He walked up to me and said, "Yo, Bubba, I think her teacher's like way too hot to be a teacher." No, duh. Like, look at her. She's so hot. Yeah, I know, but like, dude, the girls are saying that like she's like a supermodel. A supermodel? A supermodel is teaching her class? That makes no sense. I could see her more as like an actor because she's teaching us acting. No, Bubba, trust me, bro. This chick is a supermodel. We're gonna figure out how. I remember I started questioning how we were gonna do this, and basically like, what are we gonna do? And what he ended up having in mind was something that I would say was pretty illegal. Because I remember the next day right after class, this teacher ended up basically walking out, this hot supermodel lady, and all the boys were just like, you know, staring at her walking out. But my friend ended up grabbing me by the hand, and he ended up actually dragging me behind the teacher, and we started following her. We started following her, and we started to realize that when we actually ended up going outside of the school, we saw that she got picked up by a limo. And this dude that was like basically opening the door for her was this really like giant, like scary dude that was honestly terrifying. Like, he looked more like a bodyguard than a actual like limo driver. I remember my friend looked at me and punched me on my shoulder saying, "See, bro, I told you, she's a supermodel." Dude, what do you mean actors go in limos? No, but trust me, bro, like, I swear I've seen her somewhere before. I just don't know what. When he said that, we were questioning everything. We were trying to figure out where this teacher was from, and, you know, is she really just some supermodel? And what we ended up finding out was actually really insane, because I remember later on after school that day, me and him, we actually ended up heading over back to his place. We ended up going to his place, playing some video games, but then my friend ended up grabbing his dad's laptop, and he ended up bringing up to me saying, "Bubba, we're gonna figure out who this teacher is." You want to figure out who the teacher is? Bro, she already told us her name. We ended up searching her name all throughout the internet, and we started to realize that this teacher had nothing attached to her name, meaning that no matter how many times we searched this teacher's name name, nothing would pop up. Not Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. She didn't have it. And at this moment, it made no sense to us because, well, what kind of teacher didn't have social media? All the other teachers in our school had like really weird mom Facebook pages about posting her kids. Or if they were single teachers, then they would be posting their cats. But we had no idea who this teacher really was until I remember the next day ended up happening and we ended up going to school. And one of the girls that would always skip drama class because she hated the teacher ended up walking up to us saying, "Yo, guys, I want to show you something really cool." What do you want to show us? Me and my buddy and this girl, we all ended up heading to the computer lab. And when we sat down, she ended up searching up a website that was definitely not for kids. And when we hopped on that website, it was a modeling website, which my friend was right about. She was a model, but what we ended up seeing was that this modeling was very, very sus because the modeling she would do was, well, modeling with nothing on. So in reality, she was modeling herself with nothing on. When we found this out, it broke our minds. And actually seeing our teacher not wearing anything on the screen was mind-blowing. Because my friend looks at me saying, "Yo, Bubba, she looks better without anything on, bro. This is awesome." Yeah, it's cool, but like, should we really be seeing this right now? "Bubba, what do you mean, bro? It's our teacher. She's totally cool with it. She's our role model." I remember me and him, we started laughing at the joke of, her being a role model when in reality, she was a Devil's Tango model. But I remember we were very just excited to learn this new information. But the girl that was with us and showing us this, well, she got really angry. She got super upset and looked at both of us and said, "Boys, don't you realize what this means? She is a Devil's Tango model. Like, this is illegal and she's in the school system." I'm gonna tell the principal about this. I remember me and my buddy basically tried to stop her and basically tried to convince her how she's a great teacher and just give her a chance and she's nothing like that in the classroom, and basically tried to find any way to make this girl not want to tell the principal because, well, she was a hot teacher and that was very rare, at least for middle school. I remember this girl just ended up, rolling her eyes, but later on we realized that she ended up doing something that embarrassed the teacher heavily. I remember the next day came around and we all ended up going to drama class and we all sat down in a circle. But one thing that was very odd was that all the girls that originally hated this teacher was actually there. But one of the girls that ended up walking in, the one that showed us, the website that she was on, ended up showing up with a document. Now, this document was, well, let's just say the end of this teacher's career, or this model's teaching career, I should say, because when the teacher walks in, all the girls ended up grabbing a piece of paper from this document of a photo of this teacher printed in black and white, wearing nothing on the photo, by the way, that they had on their piece of paper, and started running around the classroom showing off everybody. This teacher got super embarrassed and actually ended up going to the principal. But right behind this teacher was the girl that showed us originally, and she showed the principal what kind of model she was. And instead of the girl getting in trouble, our model teacher got fired. I guess that's what happens when you become a really sus model on the internet. But at the same time, like, I mean, it was kind of her decision to teach us, right? I don't know. It kind of sucked how the girls had to ruin that for us. And actually the next year later, the middle school didn't have drama class anymore after that incident. But hey, if you want a hot model teacher, just subscribe for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.